you saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything, and I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great, big, beautiful bill because that's what it is. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others, too. They leave, and they wake up in the morning, and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different, and they become hostile. I don't know what it is.
You know, it's JEJE Vibe.
Oh, JEJE
Vibe.
It's JEJE Vibe.
Filthy Vibe.
I'm feeling it.
You like the vibe?
I love it.
Then subscribe.
Now.
One time.
A 10-minute phone call with President Donald Trump, where he had some of his most extensive comments yet regarding Elon Musk and Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The big takeaway from his comments on Musk, when I asked if their relationship is over, Mr. Trump said, "I would assume so." He also told me he has no desire to repair ties with Musk. And he said he's more confident than ever that the big, beautiful bill can pass because he thinks Republicans are now more unified because of how Musk treated him. The president also told me that Musk would face very serious consequences if he funded Democratic candidates in the next election. When I asked the president what those would be, he wouldn't say.
You're welcome to JEJE Vibe.
Bye.
If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Where else would you rather be? We got to talk about the breakup that's that is going really bad.
The bad breakup.
The White House breakup from Elon Musk.
That loves our country, comes from another country that's going through trials and tribulations, I would say. But he's all about the USA, and Americans owe him a great debt of gratitude. So I just want to thank Elon for his time as special government employee. Can you imagine? They called him an employee, but it's a special government employee, and for coming and helping us.
And now, spiraling from the farewell to what we have going on now.
Crazy.
A growing rift between the president and Elon Musk, the architect behind the massive shakeups that marked Trump's first 100 days. The billionaire who spent more than $270 million of his own money to help get the president and other Republicans elected called Trump's signature budget bill a disgusting abomination. Musk now ramping up the pressure, writing, "Call your senator, call your congressman, bankrupting America is not okay, kill the bill." Musk warning about the level of spending in the bill, which the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates will add $2.4 trillion to the national debt. Sources tell us he also expressed frustration that the bill cuts the electric vehicle tax credit, which benefits owners of electric vehicles, including Tesla, and that he personally pushed senior lawmakers, including Speaker Mike Johnson, to keep it in. Johnson telling reporters the president was not pleased by those comments from Musk.
As you know, he's not delighted that Elon did a 180 on that. But look, I don't know what happened in 24 hours. Everybody can draw their own conclusions about that.
Crazy times. So if you're living under the rock and you don't know what's going on, let's fill you in. Elon Musk came as an advocate for Donald Trump during the last election.
Yeah, and then he donated $250 million to his campaign.
A huge amount of money donated to Trump's campaign. And if we remember very well, it was after that attempted that happened in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And then they had a conversation on Twitter Space now.
Inflation is caused by government overspending. Right. Would you agree that we need to take a look at government spending? Yes. and have perhaps a government efficiency commission that just tries to make the spending sensible and so that the country lives within its means, just like a person.
The waste is incredible, and nobody negotiates prices.
And he said he's going in for Trump. He's going to go all the way to push the agenda to vote for Trump, which he did.
He did.
Well, the energy in this room is incredible. All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
And Trump is now the president. The seated president of the United States. And you have the richest man in the world in the other hand.
So they claim. Estimated net worth.
According to them.
Assumed
net worth.
Yep.
Now, since Trump won the election, so we had DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. The beginning of the year, DOGE has been turning everything around.
Exposing some, I don't want to say embezzlement, fraud.
Exposing so many frauds.
Wasteful spending.
And we were commenting Elon that, yeah, you're doing an amazing job. But it looks like there was a backlash after that. And we also have a video about that where we talked about the doxing of Tesla owners.
Yep. And how Donald Trump also, I guess, made a statement of how whoever they found doxing Teslas now will have to face the law.
Facts.
In support of American-owned company.
Facts.
Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. You know, I've stuck up for the NFL. I've stuck up for a lot of American companies and other companies, but American companies.
Taking Elon as an American-owned company and even presenting Tesla to the American people again and to the world that this is an American company for you guys to support.
Like a salesman.
And no hate will be tolerated against Elon.
That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. People should be going wild, and they love the product, but because he's finding all sorts of terrible things that have taken place against our country, they want to penalize him in a economic sense, and I just think that's very unfair. So I just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not allowed to drive because I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars.
I want to thank the president for his support. This means a lot. And also thank everyone out there who is supporting Tesla.
Also, Elon is from South Africa. And Trump, we also saw what Trump did for South African, for the white South African.
Hey, even though it was Elon now that brought the misinformation now.
So these are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers. And those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective.
Elon is from South Africa. I don't want to get Elon involved. That's all I have to do, get him into another thing. But Elon happens to be from South Africa. This is what Elon wanted.
Trump still helped Elon when it comes to bringing his people that feel like their life were not safe in South Africa to be able to come here.
Yep.
They have the option, which is huge. So you can see that Trump really took Elon as a friend. But after the farewell, which leads us back to this whole drama.
Hey, the farewell now, Trump gave his speech and handed the key to the White House to Elon.
I just want to thank Elon and all of his people. Most of those people are staying. Almost all of them are staying, and they're going to be with us. And you're going to see the results coming long into the future. Even a year and 2 years later, you're going to see a lot of the results, and those hundreds of billions of dollars are going to be adding up, and they're going to continue to add. It'll be interesting, really interesting to see what the final number is going to be. But again, Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him, and he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it, and they really appreciate what he did. And I gave him a little special something we have here.
Thank you.
A very special that I give to very special people. I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. You see the lock. The lock on this is amazing.
Large lot.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words. That this is not the end of DOGE, but really the beginning. My time as a special government employee necessarily had to end. It was a limited time thing. It's 134 days, I believe, which ends in a few days. So that it comes with a time limit. But the DOGE team will only grow stronger over time.
The key word. The key doesn't really mean the key, because the locks can be changed. So you can have a key, but the locks, you can't determine when the locks are going to be changed.
Hey, just because I give you the key to my house doesn't mean that I can't change the locks.
Easy. And that is what is happening here now. 2 days later, after this farewell, Elon went on Twitter. Another key note for you guys that don't know, Elon is the owner of Twitter, which is formerly known as Twitter and is now known as X.
More like the C. Well, yeah.
It's beginning to look like the name X has some kind of deeper meaning than just, because it looks like anywhere Elon goes, he just X's his friendship.
XAI.
It's like, I don't really care about you. If you're not doing anything for me, I X you.
The government ex-contractor.
He's always Xing anybody he doesn't agree with.
After leaving the White House, billionaire Elon Musk is attacking President Trump's signature spending bill.
An honor to be with Elon.
Musk launching a long string of posts yesterday. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination, he writes, adding, shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. After President Trump has spent weeks lobbying his party to vote for the bill, Musk also posted, in November next year, we fire all politicians who betrayed the American people. And overnight writing that overspending will drive America into debt slavery. The White House responding.
The president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion.
And you'll see as we move on with this video, different scenarios. Elon Xing his former partners. But before we go into that, Elon went on his platform X and tweeted to millions of people. He's about to drop the real boom. Calling the president that the president is in one of those guys that be doing crazy things. Crazy allegations behind this guy's name. If you don't know, you already know.
The very latest comment from Elon Musk is time to drop the really big bomb. President Trump at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. And earlier on in the Oval Office, President Trump foreshadowing perhaps these comments getting personal, because before President Trump did state that up until that point, when he made those previous comments, that Elon Musk did not speak about him negatively personally, but expecting that. And I wanted to share that with you right here as I pull up the exact tweet right here. But I did want to share that with you as we continue to follow this breaking news, as President Trump and Elon Musk continuing to square off and really just getting ugly with some of these comments that we are seeing from them right here. But before that, we did share this with you. This is something that President Trump has stated prior to this particular comment from Elon Musk, saying Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy.
So many weird allegations here, and you are assuming or projecting the idea of the president being in those files. I think that's a huge disrespect. I think that's the lowest you can go. As a friend, just because we have maybe a little misunderstanding and you now go out to...
I wouldn't call that friendship. At the end of the day, it's still nothing but a
transaction.
Business partner.
Playing down their very public break-up, sparked by Musk's criticism of Trump's signature Big Beautiful Bill.
It's two divas fighting with each other at a time when the United States and the world needs strong, smart leadership.
The president says Musk wants to talk to him, but
I'm not really interested in that.
After his extraordinary social media attack, culminating in Musk saying the president is named in the infamous Epstein files, documents related to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump pushing back today, reposting a statement from Epstein's lawyer. I can say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitely that he had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him. Musk now threatening to start his own political party, one that actually represents the 80% in the middle. The president's response: that would be tough to do. The broken bromance is front page news here in the United States, but no one's really all that surprised. Americans say they saw this coming.
But still, you would think that people will have that moral compass to know what not to say when it comes to, no matter how angry you are, or no matter how, at least you can still curb yourself and just not say things out of your feelings. That's as a man. This is someone who you have brought your kids to. You've brought your kids to the White House. We've seen the president moving around or holding your child
but then
in
again,
White House.
the kid also disrespected Trump.
True.
Musk held a news conference in the Oval Office to explain his efforts to downsize the federal government. Musk brought his 4-year-old son X, who many on social media claim was caught on camera telling President Trump, quote, "I want you to shush your mouth." But it's not clear if that's true or whether the video was manipulated. Here's the clip.
And the prices from one year to the next are the same? And they're
Some are claiming little X also told Trump, quote, "You're not the president." And that feeds into the narrative of critics who say the unelected Musk is wielding too much power. But it's not clear if the boy actually said that either.
But I'm just saying, like, if you have this in mind and you're accusing the president of being in a list of where this person has been accused of so many weird cases, associating your friend to that kind of case, someone that you've brought yourself close to. That's why I'm like, this is the lowest you can go. This is a huge disrespect to the sitting president. And he went on. He called off for the impeachment of the president.
The president's biggest campaign donor, who was so close that Trump invited him to sleep at the White House, is now calling for him to be impeached and replaced by Vice President J.D. Vance. The man who was handed nearly unfettered access to the federal government is openly musing about forming his own political party. And the same guy, the billionaire backing the U.S. space program, he's now threatening to take his rockets and go home. What at this time yesterday was a one-sided attack on the president's signature spending bill is no longer just a policy disagreement, not even close. It has now become quite personal, as the president says he thinks he knows why.
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and I was very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning.
As Trump was speaking from the Oval Office, Elon Musk responded in real time, writing this, quote, "False. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of the night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. And quote, whatever, keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched, very unfair, but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill." And with the German chancellor sitting by his side today, with the president there in the Oval, he said what he had been bottling up really for days now.
Call off for the impeachment of the president, talking about a third party. He's willing to start up a third party.
But that's crazy, though. Like, why would... Hey, he went from being part of the Democratic Party and gained favoritism towards his company as contractors now, and then you left that party just to jump on the Republican Party, and you still effed up with the Republican Party, and then now you want to start yours.
Crazy.
The president was asked about Musk's comment, but he did not answer. Trump later threatened to cancel government contracts with Musk's businesses such as SpaceX. After Trump's threat, Musk said he's cutting off NASA's use of the SpaceX Dragon rocket, but later walked that back in an apparent de-escalation before calling it a night. Musk softened his stance late last night, agreeing with a post by hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, who wrote Trump and Musk should make peace.
This is crazy work. Elon has done too much. I'll say Elon has gone low. This is a huge fuck up. This is sad that the richest man in the world can say something like this. Fast forward right now, he's deleted all of these claims on X, which is the platform he posted all of these claims. And I like how the president has been able to handle this.
Did you ever see Elon Musk get physical with the Treasury Secretary?
No, I didn't.
And I tried to ask...
They did have an argument, but I didn't see it. I didn't see a lot of physicality there.
And there was this New York Times report that he did not want to talk about, Elon Musk, that alleged that he, towards the end of his time in the White House, was blurring the lines between recreational use of drugs and medicinal. Do you think he ever had drugs here at the White House?
I really don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. Look, I wish him well. You understand. We had a good relationship, and I just wish him well. Very well, actually.
compliment the president for.
Oh, he's moved forward. He's moved on with life.
Like this is.
There are more important things to worry about, which is America.
This is classic.
These U.S. contracts, do you feel like the U.S. can survive without them? Obviously, you contribute a lot when it comes to defense and space, and that relationship has been important for quite some time.
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody. And do you accept me?
Did you have any concerns about his drug use when he was working for you?
Well, I don't want to comment on his drug use. I don't know. I don't know what his status is. I read an article in the New York Times. I thought it was, frankly, it sounded very unfair to me.
You said earlier today that Mr. Musk had a problem. What did you mean by that? And did you misjudge him?
I don't want to talk about problems. I think that I think the United States had problems.
This is classic way of saying, give them enough rope to by themselves. Just, you will take yourself out of my sights by yourself. Not me telling you, oh, I don't want to see you anymore. But you will just do enough to take yourself out by yourself. And I think that's what Elon has done so far. He has done more than enough. Even threatening the space projects, saying Dragon X is going to, like the NASA is not going to use Dragon X.
Yeah, but that's the problem though. Initially, hey, the space project has always been handled by NASA, which is, I guess, a carved body of the government.
Facts.
And now, NASA, due to their own, hey, I guess, I don't know, whatever it is, issues with them and innovating and continuing the NASA program and funding associated with it, they decided to privatize some part of it to SpaceX.
Crazy. I think it's high time like the government takes control of NASA. Space exploration.
The battle between President Trump and the world's richest man, Elon Musk. As Ali Bauman explains, the president had a new threat today for Musk.
Even as Elon Musk's SpaceX launched a radio satellite into orbit today, the Pentagon and NASA are pushing his competitors to speed up development of their own spacecraft, according to the Washington Post.
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody. And do you accept me?
Musk disagrees, proposing on social media last night that a new political party is needed in America. A reversal from last year when Musk spent more than $250 million backing Trump and other Republicans. Today, Trump told NBC News if Musk decides to back Democratic candidates in the next election, there will be serious consequences. Amid Thursday's brutal back and forth between Trump and Musk, Tesla stock dropped 14%, losing $150 billion in market value.
Because after this whole farewell meeting, Elon went to his factory.
Yeah.
To display his rockets and his mission to go to Mars.
Yep.
If we're lucky, we've probably got about a 50% chance of sending ships from Earth to Mars at the end of next year. So November, December next year, in about 18 months.
Wow. Is that realistic or is that Elon time?
Well, I try to give the 50th percentile. You should expect half the time I'm wrong.
I mean, the actual distance traveled on the Ark is close to like 1,000 times further than the moon. So you can't just go straight to Mars. You have to create this elliptical orbit with Earth at one point and Mars at the other side, at the far end of the ellipse, and then time the where you are in that ellipse to intersect with Mars. And this is the orbital transfer, how you do orbital transfer from Earth to Mars.
Looks like
of which the explanation of the mission, yeah, you could have an idea of I guess repopulating another planet just because this planet doesn't favor you, and that's okay. But what you will not do is try to use our resources of this planet to fund another planet that you trying to populate.
The first flights there will send with the Optimus robot. So we can go out there and explore and kind of prepare the way for humans. And that'll be a very cool image if we're able to achieve it by launching end of next year. It would actually technically arrive in 2027, but that would be an epic picture to see Optimus walking around on the surface of Mars. And then with the launching 2 years later, we'd be sending humans. Assuming the first missions are successful and they land successfully, we'd send humans on the next mission.
Crazy.
I guess his Optimus robots and him can go live on Mars now if the planet Earth is not conducive enough for Elon anymore. And he might as well go with his, yes, I am going to say it now, the aluminum plastered rockets now. And hopefully, if he makes it back to planet Earth, maybe the chopstick booster can catch his rocket.
Crazy. Elon now has his eyes set on Mars right now because looks like he can't control the world, or his plans to have influence in the White House has failed. The strongest country in the world, now he wants to go outside space and go colonize his own planet.
with the rockets that they've been shooting and has been blowing up.
Crazy. Which leads me to his rocket booster capture, chopstick capture.
Oh my.
So it's really mind-blowing that the SpaceX team has been able to catch the largest flying object ever made multiple times, using a very novel method of catching it out of the air with giant chopsticks. Have you ever seen that before?
You mean the edited video that no one wants to talk about? Yes, I'm saying it.
Nobody's talking about it. That's funny. Like, it's crazy.
The edited, reversed video that you posted as a form of technology that you created.
Crazy.
Who you fooling?
What is the technology behind your reverse
video? Crazy.
No,
and doing some trimming.
Elon needs to come out and explain that type of thing, and please don't say it's AI.
That would be crazy. Passing off a reversed video for us as some form of technology. Insulting.
Like, we really need to know how that whole dynamic works. Can't just say, oh, this is what I've been able to do now. This is what the rocket is able to do now. And you don't tell us.
The booster catcher is defying gravity.
What are we doing?
Crazy.
What are we doing? This is crazy. Elon Musk has been able to exhibit to the world his pettiness. Because this is not the first time. Remember the time when it happened with the gaming, where he was dragging with Asmongold?
You can't go And you can't do this in front of everybody and expect for people to say that the emperor's got new clothes. You can't do it because it makes everybody complicit in a known lie. And you bought Twitter because the world was compelled into being complicit with so many known lies. And so if I'm calling this out, don't view it as a virus or like anything negative. This is the inoculation. I'm saying this so we don't have the same type of fucking weird biases, double standards, and bullshit that he and I have complained about for years. For fucking years. And so the thing is, and I'm not saying like you're not the worst person, it's not the terrible guy or anything like that. But come on, man, you get 97's too high. And if you want to have somebody play your account, that's fine. But you can't go and act like you played it yourself. Like, it's not a big deal.
With Elon Musk's weirdest lie so far about being a Path of Exile 2 top player, for as long as I can remember, Elon has always touted himself as basically a gaming god, where anytime he picks up the sticks, he becomes one of the best to ever do it. And he's been trying that with Path of Exile 2, puffing out his chest, popping his collar, letting people know that he has one of the top characters in the game. Which he does, except it's very clear from the live stream he did, it's not actually his character. He has one or a team of people that actually pilot this character, and they just give him permission to go on the account to flex it. It's not a hurricane machine conspiracy theory. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt true that Elon Musk does not play this game. His account that he showed is definitely not played by him.
Crazy. Why?
Game.
And that's the thing. That's the reason we also have an episode of, I guess, Who's a Genius?
Facts.
And how some people always trying to find a way to make themselves or portray themselves, or hey, maybe what we watch in the movies now and pass it off as some sort of being a genius, like wearing t-shirt, being a ridiculous, spending hours and hours of time gaming and climbing up the ladder of the game levels now. What has that got to do with your intelligence as a genius?
Facts. But that's the stereotype, the Hollywood stereotype that has been carved in some of, I would say, majority of the world's, the population of the world's head. When it comes to the
programming.
Is that programming? A genius is not a nerd. Genius is not
they look fly.
A genius is fly.
Very fly.
Like us.
We humble. Shit.
Well, we humble. But Elon has been trying to give us that image of a gamer.
By lying and having somebody else play the video games.
Crazy. He's the richest man in the world.
Hey, don't forget about that Hyperloop now.
There's a whole lot.
A whole lot of failed projects. A whole lot of other people doing the engineering work and so many things associated with it, and him using it and passing it off as if it is work.
Facts.
Hey, we've seen several propaganda on how some people think that he found Tesla.
Facts. He also pushed it, so it's crazy. The president is saying that there's no coming back from this.
Oh no, the red Tesla is outside White House now. Who wants to buy it?
Can't even be going out for free.
Shit.
Once a symbol of their close friendship,
everything's computer.
The red Tesla Donald Trump bought to support Elon Musk now sits idle in the White House car park. And like his billionaire ex-buddy, the president's keen to get rid of it.
Honestly, I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many that I'm not thinking about Elon.
This is how you burn your bridges.
At the end of the day, Trump will always say, driving an electric car, when you get on the road and your car stop in the traffic, you're like asking, who has a charger? He meant it when he said it.
He said it.
On day one, I will terminate Crooked Joe's ridiculous electric vehicle mandate. They're very expensive and they can all be made in China. They don't work in the cold and they don't go far. Other than that, I think they're wonderful. Let's drive down, get some potatoes from Idaho. Well, sir, that'll be about 6 stops. If you want to drive down to the store to buy clothing, or if you want to do something locally, that's fine. But these cars don't go very far. And they're very expensive. And what we're going to do is you're going to have an electric vehicle if you want it. And it's good for short trips, like to the candy store and back. And if you want to buy electric, you can buy electric, but you'll also buy combustion engines, gasoline. I'm not against the electric cars, but if you want a hybrid, you can have it. And if you want, but you can have a lot of choice, and that's the way it has to be.
That we're going to get this EV mandate out the window. And it shouldn't be a surprise to Elon. Why is Elon getting angry about the EV mandates?
Mm-hmm.
You knew this was what was part of his plans. He said it.
Look, you know, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, the words of, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax cut. You would say people's taxes will go way down, but it's the biggest tax cut in history. It's we are doing things in that bill that are unbelievable. And when you look at what we're doing for small businesses, for people, for middle-income people, all of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And, you know, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and, you know, which was a lot of money for electric vehicles. And, you know, they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles. And they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And, you know, Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning, Mr. Secretary. That hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that it disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, you know, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA. And I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, you know, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our. We'll be checking him out, and seeing. But he wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And, you know, I can understand why he's upset.
At the end of the day, the only reason why he donated to the campaign is just for his own selfish purpose, not for Americans, just for Elon.
Facts.
And besides, that $250 million that he donated to the campaign is nothing but return of investment of our taxpayers' money. As a matter of fact, Elon is still owing America a whole lot of money, a whole lot of job creations, a whole lot.
A whole lot. Because due to the subsidies, the EV mandate, Elon gained from it.
Gained so much money.
A whole lot.
As a contractor too, when it comes to SpaceX and so many other things is done. Also, the credit that comes with buying electric vehicles from the past administration. At the end of the day, it's our taxpayers' money that funds the government. And if we're busy contracting you or subcontracting you, in return, you're supposed to be creating jobs for Americans, putting more technology to help American lives, not being selfish about it or hoarding it or stealing it.
Facts.
Or burning it with your terrible rockets now.
Facts.
Wasting our money and blowing it up.
Facts. Big facts. He's mad about the big, beautiful bill. The bill, which is going to help a lot of people. At least you're going to have so many other things in the bill. Not everything in the bill, because everybody, you're trying to like at least accommodate everybody.
And you can see how difficult it is. And also, there's a lot of dealing and negotiation associated with bill.
Facts.
Why do you want to keep it simple? Just to favor you.
Facts. And this is where Elon has to really understand what politics is. It's a bill, but had so many bills in it. Because you have to like go around the people that you want to delegate. You need their votes. And
their compromises will make. Yep.
What can I do for you? What can you do for me?
We need to get this going for Americans.
And that's it.
It's not about mandating everybody to drive an EV now.
No. People should have that option to choose the cars they want to own. It shouldn't be a mandate to own electric cars.
Shit, I don't even want to start babying a car. My life is too busy.
Facts. Because when you have electric cars, you have to baby the car. You gotta go sit down in the charging station for hours.
There's no time for time.
Like, come on now, I got important things to do.
Shit.
Why will I just go sit down?
Maybe
in the
spending
car,
time with my family.
Come on. So the EV mandate should take a pause, and people should have the will to like choose what they want to drive. If they choose to drive EVs, kudos to you. If you choose to drive gasoline, kudos to you. If you choose to drive hybrid, kudos to you. It's your own choice, and you have that free will to choose.
And that's what America is all about. That what makes American beautiful. The fact that you have options
to choose what you want. So Elon has done, I think this is the worst Elon has done or can do. And this is sad. But it's not like we didn't see this coming.
Hey, my own thing is that if he's going to go occupy Mars and he finally builds that rocket, he needs to be the first person to onboard that rocket to Mars.
Facts. So if you're new to the channel, what do you guys think? And to all our subscribers, appreciate you guys. What do you guys think about this whole battle between Trump and Elon?
Access denied.
Access denied. The lock has been changed to the keys that he was given on his farewell meeting. He's going back now to his rockets, hopefully to send his robots to Mars.
And he says that he will apologize if
the files are released. But for me, that's a huge disrespect to the sitting president.
Hey, at the end of the day too, it's not something that is proven. So hey, lawsuit might be coming your way, Elon. Defamation of character. Shit.
And from what we've seen so far, the president is not taking it lightly on anybody. We've seen the lawsuits that he has won so far when it comes to defamation. So, Elon, get ready. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be?
Hey.
It's JEJE Vibe.
Don't let the tech bros fool you now. Shit, we move.
We know better, man. Let's do better. JEJE Vibe, JEJE Vibe, JEJE Vibe. We feel the vibe, we feel the vibe, we feel the vibe. Let's go. See you in the next one.
Kind of a rough last day in government for Elon Musk, who showed up to the Oval Office for some kind of send-off with a black eye, just hours after new bombshell reporting on allegations of his voracious drug use. In a lengthy article citing people familiar with his activities, the New York Times reports that Musk's drug consumption went well beyond occasional use. He told people he was taking so much ketamine, a powerful anesthetic, that it was affecting his bladder, a known effect of chronic use. I learned that today from the New York Times, didn't know that. He took ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms, and he traveled with a daily medication box that he held about 20 pills, including ones with the markings of the stimulant Adderall, according to a photo of the box and people who have seen it. The Times adds that while his drug use on the campaign trail was more than occasional, it is unclear whether he was taking drugs when he became a fixture at the White House this year. Now, NBC News does not independently verify the Times reporting, but when NBC asked the White House if it sought drug testing for Musk before his government employment began, the White House did not directly respond. Musk was asked about the reporting today in the Oval, jumping in before the question was even done.
The president mentioned that you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at DOGE. There's this.
Some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room are the slingers.
Well, so there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate? Is it the same organization?
I got to check my Pulitzer.
I think it is. It is. I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times. Let's move on.
Okay. Then next question.
I wanted to ask quickly, Mr. Musk, is your eye okay? What happened to your eye? I noticed there's a bruise there.
Well, it wasn't. I wasn't anywhere near France, so. What
does that mean?
No,
I didn't notice his
First Lady of France.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't around with little X, and I said, "Go ahead, punch me in the face," and he did. Turns out, even a 5-year-old punching you in the face actually does.
That was X that did.
Yeah,
X could do it. If you knew X,
I saw his mom right now. But I didn't really feel much at the time, and then I guess it bruises up. But I just wasn't around with the kids.
I didn't notice it actually.
The White House addressing reports of a physical altercation between Elon Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent earlier this year.
I certainly wouldn't describe it as a fist fight, Maria. It was definitely a disagreement. Although I was not there, I didn't witness it with my own eyes. I heard about it through secondhand reporting. But again, we've moved on from that. The president has moved on from it. And the entire administration is focusing on passing this bill.